All right, parallel dimensions, doppelgangers. Am I just dreaming? All right, go ahead, Tina.
Repeat what I said.
Well, you can finish your story.
Oh,
You can
okay.
repeat it and go on.
Oh, okay. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I, a part of, like I said, a part of me feel like that when you make a mistake in one of your parallel lives, you still get to move on in the next dimension. So my life ended in this dimension, but yet it's still simultaneously, moving in other dimensions. It's just like, this dimension stopped. Now you just continue to live in this dimension, and then you do some. Well, if it stops in this one, then it continues. However, long story short, I just knew that Tangeray was not my drink. I would never drink it again because I didn't like the fact that I didn't know how I got home. I didn't know how I safely made it to my destination and in my mind didn't wreck or hurt somebody else. Or not me driving, but being able to get to where I need to be safely. And at that time, yes, I had children. And I made my mind up. I can't even think what year that was. It had to be, I don't know, maybe 2005 or 6, around that. Long story short, I promise to never put myself in a position like that where I cannot remember whether I was going or coming or how I got there or how I came from. Yeah. So if I do have vibrations, it's just enough to say I had it. Maybe a snarl buzz, but never to the point where I'm not able to control what I'm doing or what I'm saying or what I'm thinking, nor to the point where it's making me sick. Never ever. So that's it. That's all.
All right, can I get my reel? All right, this is a Spiritual Bipolar YouTube channel. Doing 50 videos, posting one video every 6 hours. Motivated by Etch, the words etched into your DNA by Dr. Myron Golden. The value of this video and the source of this video in the description area. My first financial breakthrough, where he says that it's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money in a long period of time. That one is ignoring all the hard ways of making a little bit of money and focusing on the easier ways to make a lot. Switch Bipolar is focusing on one easier way, John Crestani's affiliate marketing mentorship program, affiliate marketing John Crestani's mentorship program, and AI Marketers Club, also a product and service by John Crestani. I was here with my sister, and the reason I opened up with the parallel dimension, and I'm gonna fast forward straight to I'm over 13 years clean and sober, 13 years without cigarettes, over 7 years vegan, over 7 years in the same relationship, over 9 years Uber driver. By the way, share or circulate once Uber referral code. Don't use it unless you love to drive. See, I made up my mind that I would Uber drive no matter how wealthy I become. So that would negate the fact focus on the easy way to make a lot of money and ignoring all the hard ways of making uh, ignoring all the hard ways to make a little bit of money and focusing on the easy ways to make a lot. So she talked about how she felt like in the parallel dimension. The parallel of what she was saying in recovery, and I speak about this, is that I'm gonna speak for myself. Once I went through the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, the exact same similar circumstances and events would come up. Talking about parallel dimension karma. Karma. The way she said it made me think about karma. So it's as if one is faced with same patterns and things throughout life, but because one is clean and sober, no longer depend on alcohol for a sense of ease and comfort, uh, one is actually get a chance to make a different decision. So she was talking about. I listened to Brian Scott Quantum jumping into large sums of money, but she talked about how I felt like a parallel dimension, and I studied that in depth. And the part about didn't use the word karma, but that's I'm fast forwarding to those that might want to get and stay clean and sober. that whether you do that or not, the same thing, similar things, gonna come right back up again. But we get a chance to make a different decision. We get a chance to do something different. And so that's all I got to say about that. So, thank you, sister. Can I have your permission to post this on my YouTube channel, Spiritually Bipolar?
You have my permission.
All right, there you go. Did I finish the roll real? I gotta always ask for the money, right? I'm asking, you got some change? You got some change? That sounds weird, right? But I actually want you to give me $150 the same way as you would give somebody on the street $1.50 because you feel like it or you don't, right? I got rules for doing that. My target audience is my one's future self or you that might be beyond or past my financial destiny or on your way where you can give or grant $5,000 without betting an eye the same way you can give or grant $5 without betting an eye. I have an old whole Agave Nectar story about that. If you have a problem with giving, just giving me money, because all they would do is give me 8 hours that I don't get to Uber drive. It's one value that you got from me. If you practice this one value, that's worth your $150 that you straight out giving me, right? Replace where you would normally say have, HAVE, say get. Where you would normally say get, say have. So $150, the way I really wanted to say it is that it's a whole day I don't have to Uber drive because that's how it is right now. I have to Uber drive 8 hours for $150. Well, I get a little bit more than that, but that's in a nutshell, right? What I would do at that time is focus on easier ways to make a lot, such as affiliate marketing, John Cristani's mentorship program, and you saw what a good part of what I'm gonna do with the money. What I do with my money now is when we're low on money and we're low, we don't have any money at the nonprofit. So if you don't want to give me $150, grant $150 to Clean House Incorporated. This change lives empowered and new is the acronym for clean. It was founded by David Smeltz and Tyrone Sanders in 2010. In his book, Clean from Reggae to Recover, he called what we do mental stabilization techniques. And those are 12-step meetings, martial arts, yoga, and meditation. We have currently 5 12-step meetings at storefront. I've been a house manager above the storefront and the treasurer of the board. So a lot of time, and at the time the money started to come in from these videos reaching one's target audience. Maybe or maybe not, I still be part of the board. Maybe or maybe not, I still be living above the storefront. But I do know in the past when we were low, my Uber because I live there for free. I love intangible money. Listen to my sister talk. I have to make a separate video, but listen to her talk scares me. Listen to my Uncle James talk scares me because they live in a world of total statutes and ordinances where I've been living free of that. But my friend Kenyatta, he calls it the intangible life. I call it intangible money. I don't pay rent. I haven't had to think about rent or mortgage because we own the building, right? For a long time. It's 11 winters. The idea of giving somebody rent money to live, it frightens the heck out of me. That's almost like asking me to go back to drinking or smoking pot or whatever, right? And I know that sounds weird to some people because it's just life, right? But it hasn't been my reality. I have a whole video on the difference between reality and existence. What exists, I'm telling you what exists. What's real to me, but it ain't real to you. It probably only exists. Just like some things exist, and that's the whole belief system of this thing, right? So at any rate, and I do work there 22 hours a week, but it's undocumented work, right? I like that. I really love that. It ain't because it ain't nobody pushing it. The agenda isn't money. The agenda is how many people we get coming in off the street in the neighborhood without the neighbor that we as a group help to get and stay clean and sober. Right? That's monumental within itself. And I like that idea, and I feel like we're going down unless I fight for it. And my fight would be spiritually with the martial art. That's why this channel is spiritually bipolar. That's why I call it spiritually bipolar. Even though I didn't mean it as a medical disorder diagnosis, I had to rethink it after I looked it up. But I meant it spiritually bipolar because sometimes I'm dark, unhinged, and profane. Sometimes I'm light. It's all about the Lordy Lord. And I know the wrong people get y'all gonna come whip my ass because I am mocking you because I lived in hell for 40 years for the ones that don't live it. The ones that don't, oh, now I can't use it.